Hello folks, welcome back. So far we have set up our environment to deploy on a Docker container which is running on Ansible. But our purpose is we want to deploy it on target hosts, nothing but which are managed by Ansible. In our case it may be one server, but in real world Ansible may has to deploy on hundreds of servers. To manage this kind of deployments effectively, we are going to use one more tool called DockerHub. So whenever we build any image, usually we will store that image in the Docker Hub. So we are going to push our Docker image into Docker Hub, and the Docker Hub can have the collection of all the images. And whenever we try to deploy an target environment, the target environments pulls the image from the Docker Hub and create its own container. So that we can see all the images are centralized in the Docker Hub. We don't need to store in our local systems. Whenever we want to deploy on any system, that a target system just connect to Docker Hub and pulls the image. So we are going to configure same thing in our environment. To do that one, we should create a Docker Hub account. I have already created one for this demo. I will just log into my Docker Hub account and show you. If you don't have a Docker Hub account, please go and create it. I have jumped into hub.docker.com. This is the Docker Hub website. If you don't have an account, you can go and create by signing up onto Docker Hub and provide your information so that you can able to create an account. I have already created an account, so I can log in by using sign in. My account name is Vayankils. This is a fresh account. So far I haven't created anything. If you want, you can create a repository, but I don't create repository from here. I will create a Docker image and push over here so that we can see new repository and image here. By default, you can create one private repository and the remaining all are public. In real world, we never store our images in the public repository until it doesn't have confidential data. Otherwise, most of the cases we use private repositories. But we are doing demo, so either way would be fine for us. So we are going to attempt to use public repositories because if we need private repository, we need to enable authentication to access. Anyway, let's jump into our Ansible server and push an image onto Docker Hub. I am on my Ansible server. Now we'll list out what and all images are there. So far we don't have any images. Let's create new images. I'm going to run Ansible playbook. -i hosts simple DevOps project. So it should able to create a image. It ignoring because there is no containers or images. That's what we have done. If it is not there, it is going to ignore it. If we don't add ignore errors command, then it is going to fail. All right, now let's list out Docker images. We have a simple DevOps image, Docker ps-a. It's created a container as well. Let's clear the screen. Now, to push our image onto GitHub account, we should add prefix of our account so that it comes to know that we are pushing this image to this account. That's how we can tag our image. To tag our image, we should use a command called docker tag image name. Which image do you want to tag? I want to tag this image. And what is the new name? Vayankils / simple DevOps image. If I enter this one, it's create a new Docker image. This is new Docker image, just copy of your Docker image, but the name is Vayankils simple DevOps image. Now we can push this image onto our Docker Hub. But to push this image to Docker Hub, you need to authenticate yourself so that it allows you to push the image. Without authenticate, if you try to push it, Docker push, it will throw you an error that you don't have permission. Yes. So to push our image, first we need to log into our Docker. To log into our Docker account, Docker login is the command. It asks for username, Vayankils, provide password. Now you have logged into your account. Now same command I'm executing to push the image. See here, it is trying to copy the image onto Docker host. Once it is pushed to Docker host, we can see in our Docker Hub. So go back to our Docker Hub. If you refresh, you can see Vayankil simple DevOps image has been pushed and it is a public. That's not a problem. We don't have any important data in this. Let it be public. So even you can pull this image if you need it. Now go back to our console again. Now I'm going to remove image from the local system. Docker RMI. Still no problem because we have our Docker image in our Docker Hub. Docker pull is the command and followed by your full image name. Now again you can see Docker image is available. This is how we can pull the image, but we want to pull the image to the all the Ansible client systems, nothing but managed hosts. And in our case, Docker host is our managed system. Let's jump into Docker host and do the same thing. I'm connecting to Docker host. I have logged into my Docker host system. Let's switch to ANS admin because we are going to do operations as a ANS admin. And we'll see ID because it is not added to Docker group yet. So let's add this one to Docker group. User mod -ag docker ans admin. Again switch back to ans admin. ID, yes, now it is added to Docker group. Clear the screen. Docker images. So we don't have any image. Now let's pull the image. Docker pull image name. So it could able to pull the image because it is available in public repository. If it is in private, you should able to authenticate. Usually industry uses private repositories rather than public. Docker images, yes. Now you can create container out of it. Alright, so everything is set up to execute our job, but we need to write our Ansible playbooks rather than running these commands manually so that we can able to automate our stuff. Thanks for watching this video. In next video, I will show you how to write or modify our Ansible playbooks to work with this. Until then, bye. See you there.